20 years ago next week, it became a searing American flashpoint. The verdict in the O.J. Simpson murder trial. That courtroom saga was broadcast all day, every day to an audience of millions. But you never heard Simpson speak. He never testified. Tonight, you will see O.J. Simpson in an entirely different way. You will see him forced to answer questions about what happened the night his ex-wife and her friend were killed from VHS tapes waiting in that underground garage. You'll hear from everyone, from Kris Jenner to O.J.'s friends, and from those who swore to bring him to some kind of justice. Will what you hear tonight change the way you look at O.J. Simpson? Take a look and see.
Attention all units and stations. Attempt to locate 187 suspect.
June 17th, 1994.
Plate 3 Delta Hotel. Subject's last name is Simpson.
It's 7 p.m. on Friday night.
At this moment, a car chase is going on.
We now go to a special report.
I'm Peter Jennings at ABC News headquarters. Let's immediately go to a picture in Los Angeles. We're interrupting 2020.
And every single television network
we are looking at pictures of Al Cowling's cars.
Is fixated on a single image.
Down there on the ground is a white Ford Bronco.
Dozens of police cars are in pursuit.
In the number 3 lane at approximately 30 miles an hour.
An armada of news choppers broadcasting live to 95 million people.
There are about 15 California Highway Patrol cars.
In the backseat is O.J. Simpson, beloved sports hero and movie star, with a loaded gun pointed at his own head.
It was mesmerizing.
People are stopped alongside the road.
You could not stop watching. O.J. Simpson is in a Bronco.
Driving slowly
with people on the sides of the road.
Waving and calling out his name.
It was crazy.
His friend, A.C. Cowlings, is behind the wheel.
This is A.C. I have O.J. in the car. He's still alive, but he got a gun to his head.
After a 2-hour chase, the Bronco pulls into Simpson's Brentwood mansion.
Here he is now. Here's the car pulling into the driveway.
Simpson is arrested and charged with murder. It was 5 days earlier when his ex-wife, Nicole Simpson, and her friend Ron Goldman were discovered murdered. Nicole's throat slashed. She was nearly decapitated outside her condominium. It was news that spawned a media frenzy.
The body of 34-year-old Nicole Brown Simpson, ex-wife of O.J. Simpson, was found after midnight.
Tanya Brown is Nicole's youngest sister.
All I remember is turning on the news that morning, and there was a white sheet over Nicole, and all I remember is my mom saying, "That's my kid."
I remember just kind of falling to the floor. I don't know if I screamed out loud. I felt like I was screaming. Everything started to spiral.
Kim Goldman's brother Ron had been stabbed more than 20 times. His father, Fred Goldman.
It was devastating. He was always a good kid. He was fun. He had a good sense of humor, always laughing.
He had a good heart.
He had a good heart.
O.J. Simpson was the prime suspect from
moment one
in this case.
As police gather evidence, things are looking bad for O.J. Simpson, and he knows it. He seeks refuge at his friend lawyer Robert Kardashian's house. Kardashian later told author and filmmaker Lawrence Schiller what happened in the hours before that infamous Bronco chase.
He was sitting there with the gun and his pictures of his kids and of Nicole. And then O.J. said, "I'm gonna kill myself in this room." And I said, "You can't." I said, "This is my daughter's bedroom."
He first wanted to kill himself in Kim Kardashian's bedroom.
Right, Kimmy's bedroom, yeah.
And Robert said, you can't kill yourself here. My little girl Kim sleeps here.
Yeah.
I can't have my little girl in this bedroom, and every time I come in here, I'm gonna see your body.
Simpson would later explain in his deposition why he then left in the white Bronco.
You left the Kardashian residence in Mr. Cowling's Bronco, correct?
Correct.
And did you tell anyone that you were going?
No,
Why did you leave?
because I wanted to go to Nicole's grave.
He says he wanted to kill himself at her final resting place. It is an image of Simpson that for the public that revered him seemed unfathomable. He was an American icon, his story the American dream. He grew up in the projects of San Francisco and became a record-setting NFL running back and Hall of Famer. And then a lovable hit on the silver screen. With his looks and his charm,
Here's a few tips on how to get out of an airport fast.
he became a master pitchman.
Go,
He had endorsements, and he was very well loved by everyone who he ran into.
Kris Jenner is a ubiquitous television personality today, but in 1994, she is the ex-wife of Robert Kardashian and the mother of 4 young Kardashians who will eventually achieve their own modest measure of fame. She and Robert were close friends with O.J. Simpson.
O.J. was one of the groomsmen at my wedding.
Kris helped O.J. call the beautiful blonde waitress named Nicole Brown that he had met at a Beverly Hills restaurant.
Nicole was how old at the time?
18.
And you were how old?
I believe 28, 29 maybe.
29?
Yeah.
Were you married?
Yes.
But 2 years later, he was divorced, and in 1985, he and Nicole were married and had 2 children, Sydney and Justin.
We all bonded. There was great chemistry, it was great friendship, a great life.
Nicole's sister Tanya was just 7 years old when Nicole met O.J.
What were your memories of O.J.? I mean, you called him Uncle O.J.
The O.J. I knew, he was fun, laid back, kind, sweet. I never heard them fight.
But there were secrets behind the red carpet smiles. By 1992, they are divorced. And by 1995, the O.J. known for his charm was in a courtroom charged with murder.
There's Nicole, and there's Goldman.
The scene outside the courtroom got crazy. Every day,
look, here it is.
There were people hawking items to buy. There were baseball caps with the names of all the lawyers on them.
Seriously?
There was a Judge Ito Jell-O mold.
A Judge Ito Jell-O mold?
And there was screaming and yelling and...
O.J. did it!
Inside the courtroom, prosecutors try to prove that O.J. Simpson was a serial abuser, violently beating Nicole during their marriage of 7 years. Their evidence includes these photographs of a bruised and beaten Nicole, and there are the harrowing 911 calls she made asking for help.
911 emergency. Can you get someone over here now to 325 Gretna Green? He's back. Please.
Well, okay, what does he look like?
He's O.J. Simpson. I think you know his record. Could you just send somebody over here? He's going nuts.
Just stay on the line.
I don't want to stay on the line. He's going to beat the...
Wait a minute, wait.
Her voice pleading for somebody to come to her house, that was so shocking to me because I had never heard that before.
Lost in all the attention paid to the Simpsons' turbulent marriage is the other murder victim.
He was always referred to as the other victim, and that really drove me bananas. And I remember watching the television, always yelling, his name is Ron, he's got a name.
He had a name and a job at the restaurant at which Nicole had dinner with her family the night of the murders. Ron was returning a pair of glasses that had been left behind to Nicole's house. His father believes he arrived just at the time Nicole was under attack.
He could have run
right, but
away.
He didn't. It wouldn't have been who Ron was. He wouldn't have run away. He would have wanted to help.
The Goldmans are convinced the case against O.J. Simpson is a slam dunk. In addition to the history of domestic abuse, there is an avalanche of forensic evidence connecting Simpson to the crime scene. A suspicious cut on his left hand, his blood, his hair, clothing fibers, and DNA are all at the murder scene, along with a size 12 shoe print, O.J. size. And in his Bronco, blood consistent with Ron and Nicole's blood. And in his bedroom, a pair of socks with Nicole's blood.
And the results of the analysis of that blood confirms Orenthal James Simpson took her very life.
Every piece of evidence pointed to O.J. There was no identifiable other suspects except for O.J.
Orenthal James Simpson not guilty of the crime of murder.